Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the first update for my 2020 Project Pan. I know when I filmed that video, I was like, I'm gonna do an update every other month. Well, I'm failing at that, clearly. If you don't know what a Project Pan is, you pick out products that you want to use up either in their entirety or you want to be able to see the actual pan of the product, hence the name Project Pan. So I picked out 12 products that my goal was to either use up or hit pan on for the year of 2020, and I've actually made quite a bit of progress. So let's hop in, I'll show you each of the products and where I stand with each one. Okay, first one I knew I was gonna finish up because when I filmed that video, I had already hit pan. It's the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. This is in the color R220. As you can see, I finished it up. There's a tiny bit left around the edges, but it's getting to the point where it kind of messes up your brush to like scrub it up against the side of the pan. So it's time to call it quits. I actually have a backup of this already that I will definitely be using eventually. I have other powder foundations that I do want to finish up, but I finished that one up. Next is a setting spray, or I guess it's a multi-purpose spray by MAC. It was the Fix Plus. When I started this project, or when I started the year, it was probably about half gone. This, I have to be honest, I didn't actually use it up. The problem with this is the lid, and I kind of like popped it on there real tight because I was so annoyed with it, was loose. And that's my fault because at one point I had pulled the lid off to pour in another Fix Plus, like to mix them together, because I had two bottles that were like half gone. So when you do that, I feel like it's never really the same again. You can't quite get the lid on. And so regardless, it was loose. It wasn't like sitting on there well, and I had it sitting on my vanity. I knocked it over, the lid fell off, and it spilled everywhere. So because of that, it's gone. So I guess I kind of used it up. I have two face primers in this project. The first one, actually both of them I've used up already, but the first one was the Milk Makeup Gripping Primer. This is just a tiny baby sample of it. I did end up finishing this up. I have a full size of this already that I was holding off using until I finished up the baby size. So baby size is gone. I could start using the full size. And the second one is the First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer. This was a really good primer. I do feel like this was the primer that never died. It just kept going and going and going. It's 1.7 fluid ounces, which is probably why I felt that way. I think the reason why I was able to finish this up, even though it was so big and it did last forever, is I used this on days even when I didn't wear makeup. And if we're being honest, the past couple of months with quarantine going on, I didn't wear makeup but maybe twice a week. And so the other 5 days of the week I wasn't wearing any makeup, but most of the time I would still pop this on my face. I just liked the way it made my face feel nice and smooth, and it kind of reduced the shine a little bit. Not that it mattered, not that I was going anywhere, but I do really like this primer. It is one that I would consider purchasing again in the future. It also has a nice scent to it, but for now I have so many other primers that I want to focus on that this, won't be repurchased anytime soon, but it was a good one. I also have an eye primer in this project, and this is the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base in the light color. So this does have a tint to it. They also sell this in clear. I actually prefer the clear one, but I bought this at one point because I wanted to test it out, and that's why I threw it in this project pan, because I wanted to actually give it a shot, use it up, because I find myself just like straying back to the clear one. And so anyways, it's hard to tell how much of this has been used up. I think there's still a lot in here because when I pull the doe foot out, it's always like still very, very saturated. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish this up by the end of the year. I'm hoping. I mean, there's still 6 months left. So as long as I continue to use this every time I wear eyeshadow, I'm hopeful that I'll finish it up eventually. I have two concealers in this project. The first one, I'm gonna go ahead and say is gone. I mean, it is a clear container and you can see it's clearly not gone. There is still definitely, there's product stuck to the container, so it's not totally gone. I didn't scrape the bottle clean, but it's pretty much gone. It's the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer in the color CP20 CP. I really liked this concealer a lot. I was a huge fan of the original Urban Decay Naked Concealer, but the color range of that didn't really appeal to me very much. They were very yellow undertones, so this line came out and they have pink undertones, which is what suits my skin tone a little bit better. So anyways, and the formula is very similar, so I really liked this concealer. But concealer, just like primer, I have a ton of them. backup in my collection, and so I want to give the others a fair shot before they go bad. I have some really nice concealers in there, like the Hourglass one. So I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna say it's gone, but I would definitely consider repurchasing this one in the future. This CoverGirl one, you know, I do like it, but I might end up just decluttering it. I'm gonna keep it through the end of the year because it is part of this project and I do want to try to use it up, but it's just very, very thick. It's kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape, where it is, if you want bulletproof, smudge-proof, budge-proof, like thick concealer, this is going to be your friend. It's a cheaper alternative to something like Tarte Shape Tape or the Too Faced one. It even has the big fat doe foot, like it's huge, right? But I think nowadays I just don't wear makeup like that anymore. The last time I wore Tarte Shape Tape was my wedding day 2 years ago, and it's great for occasions like that, but now just being a stay-at-home mom, I don't even go into the office for work anymore, and now especially being on quarantine, it's like I don't really have a need or a purpose to wear super thick full coverage makeup. Again, I'll hang on to it for now. It is a great concealer. It's just I don't really have a need for concealer like that anymore. Okay, next thing I have is a lipstick by Dior. I threw this in here because it was a lip product that seemed to make sense. It's a nude color. It's one of those balmy textures that you can kind of throw on every day. You don't have to put like a lip liner on or anything like that underneath. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I forget to use this. I don't know why. It's a good product. It has a really good formula to it. Here's what it looks like right there. That's from another video, so never mind that. But I just kind of forget to use this. I think what I need to do is throw this in my purse, because if it's in my purse, I will use it. When it's not in my purse, I don't. Lipstick is not something that I throw on my lips when I'm doing my makeup. I don't know why, unless I'm filming videos or if I'm like specifically going somewhere right after, then I'll put a lipstick on. But like on the day-to-day, every day when I do my makeup, I don't always wear lipstick. I usually will throw on like a lip balm before I start my makeup. I think I'm gonna throw it in my purse because I have not made much progress at all. I mean, it's maybe like a couple of centimeters gone. Okay, the rest of the products are face products. So the first one is a bronzer by Chanel. This product has been discontinued, by the way. Recently it's been discontinued, so I think they're reformulating it. I don't know how they can make it any better because it is actually a really good product. But this is the Soleil Tan De Chanel. It's their cream bronzer. I feel like I've made a little bit of progress on this. It's kind of hard to tell, just, you know, given the nature of the product, but you can see there's definitely some dips in there. I'm using it as much as I possibly can. Still smells good. But the thing is, I have a ton of bronzers. I recently bought a bunch of them during the Sephora sale. I bought the Fenty bronzer, which is what I'm wearing today. The Kosas bronzer, which I'm wearing on top of the Fenty bronzer today. I've just been using so many other ones that I don't want to say I neglect this one, but I don't use it as consistently as I otherwise would. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I will keep going, but you can see I've definitely used a bit of it. Okay, next thing in here, because of this project pan, I rediscovered my love for this product. I love this product and I actually don't want to finish it up because I know that I will just go and repurchase it because it is so good, you guys. It's the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in the color Kitten. It's what I'm wearing as my highlighter today. It is so good. I don't know why I ever stopped using this highlighter. It is like a cream kind of bouncy consistency, which is what I'm really into these days. So it makes sense that I kind of re-fell in love with it, but it just has, I mean, it's so hard to see. Highlighters are one of those things where it's like, why do you even swatch it? They don't make a lot of sense. Oh, there you go. You can see it. You can see it on my cheeks. It is so nice, you guys, and it looks so good and so natural. And this color with my skin tone, just, it goes well. It looks good. And so I use it all the time, and I'll be really sad when it is gone. It'll take forever to finish up though. This is a huge pan and you don't need a lot at all. Okay, oh no, I have two things left. So second to the last thing is kind of sort of a highlighter, but it's more like an all over face powder for me. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. I don't know that I've made a ton of progress on this either. I mean, you can see there is a dip in this. It did have a dome at one point, but I'm not seeing pan or anything like that. This is one of those products where, again, it's an extra step. So it's something where if I'm getting ready quick like, you know, while my baby's taking a nap, or to go to the grocery store, or to stay at home all day. I don't necessarily add those finishing touches like a little finishing powder like this. You can use it as an all over face powder, which I do use on occasion, but for the most part, I like to just pop it on my cheeks for that extra little bit of glow. And I just haven't been doing that lately, so I don't know, I'm not gonna force it, but I do wanna try to remind myself to use this. I am traveling soon, so I think if I throw a lot of these products in my travel bag, it will force me to use them. So like maybe if I bring this as my bronzer and I bring this, you know, and then I have everything in a little nice little bag in front of me when I'm getting ready, like I think I will probably use it a little bit more. So that's my goal with this. We'll see what happens. Okay, last thing is this little mini duo by Natasha Denona. It's the Blush and Glow. My goal for this wasn't necessarily to finish it up. It was just to see how much of a mini product I would actually use in an entire year. I'm gonna be honest, I don't reach for this very much at all. It's probably something that I would end up decluttering if it wasn't in this project pan. And I think the reason why is when it comes to highlighters, if I'm being honest, I almost always pull for this. I just love this highlighter so much by Stila. So I'm not necessarily gonna pull a product like this just to use this highlighter. Do you know what I mean? And this blush color is pretty, but it was a little off season for a while. Now it's summertime, so it makes sense to use like a coral pink blush like this. But the pan is so tiny, to get your blush brush in that little pan and use it, it's just hard. It's difficult, and it's not my favorite blush color. I much prefer like muted roses, nudes, things like that. So I don't know. We'll keep it in the project. I'll pull for it on occasion when I can, but it's just not my favorite. And the formula honestly isn't that great either. Okay guys, well that is my update on my 2020 project pan. We'll see. Will I finish up more products? Will I not? I am gonna make an honest attempt to finish this up just because I want to. I have a feeling this will end up finishing up. I just, you know, if I consistently use it all the time. But everything else, we'll see what happens. I hope that you guys enjoyed this update, and I'll talk to you next time. Mwah.